In 2016, Naughty Dog announced the much anticipated sequel to The Last of Us Part 2. With the announcement trailer being shown, fans couldn't wait and were itching for more. But wait they did until June 23rd, 2020, a whole 7 years since the original game was launched. But fans would actually end up seeing a lot more of the game than they thought they would have before the release. Obviously, some couldn't wait, and leaks began appearing online in the months before release. Starting in around February, some small gameplay clips were leaked, like Ellie and Dina riding on a horse, and some guitar gameplay. But the biggest leak didn't come until April, when basically the entire plot was unraveled online and plagued the internet for all fans to see. Luckily, I avoided most spoilers, but I did catch a few, like some of the guitar gameplay with Ellie. And one major spoiler I'm sure we all know about, Joel's death. I did see a screenshot, but luckily I didn't see any actual gameplay. With millions of fans spoiled on this huge plot point, they had their own idea on the game, and without even playing it, they had their own assumptions. Metacritic scores were down so low for the game before anyone even played it. Reviews were bombing. It was a stressful time for gamers that were wanting to play this game blind, not wanting to get spoiled, but also for the development team who could do nothing but just watch on as their beloved game they worked on for years and years and years got leaked online before their actual release date. The art was created in a specific way, and to not allow fans to enjoy it in the way it was meant to be played is what ruined the experience for a lot of players. They seen the game before it actually came out. They had their own assumptions, they knew what was going to happen, so plot points didn't hit the same, and the story didn't excite. Luckily, I didn't get too spoiled, but I remember being very careful on the internet, dodging different comments and threads, and also filtering out the keywords like The Last of Us Part 2, etc, Joel, Ellie. But the stress I felt was nothing compared to Jerkman. Imagine a story you've been wanting to tell for years and years, spoiled, not told properly, and then hated on from the beginning. In my opinion anyway, it isn't fair to judge art if you're not experiencing it the way the artist intended to. It's not in context, and it's not the way it was meant to be shown. So a lot of judgment that went towards the game before it even came out was confusing and didn't make a lot of sense. Although I'm not the biggest fan of the story in Last of Us Part 2, the leaks definitely didn't help. There was very toxic conversations online about the different themes the game would approach, and even up until this day, the leaks are still discussed and the story is still talked about. But hopefully people have finally actually played the game and understood maybe what the artist was going for, and not just experience it out of context. One reason I decided to talk about this was because the recent Ragnarok leaks with God of War, apparently there's a lot on the internet, and I've actually seen a few little clips myself for this game, which is coming out November 9th. And it has me worried. I don't want the same thing to happen, like with what happened with Last of Us Part 2. These are both games that I've been waiting years for, literally years. God of War came out in 2018. And it's just unfair. I feel like as well, when you pay for an experience, you want it to be everything you dreamt of it to be. And if that's robbed from you because of some guy that just wanted to like screw over the internet, it doesn't feel right. But yeah, thanks for listening to this podcast. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.